Reactive training systems.
Lots of intermediate level lifters have a problem getting the bar moving off your chest in the bench press. And to some extent, I think this is just a problem that a lot of people have to work through. It's going to take a little while, so don't expect it to be done overnight. You need to address this problem from a bunch of different angles in order to attack it as aggressively as you can. Otherwise, it just takes even longer to address and get through. So the first angle I want to talk about is technique. And this is a thing that gets overlooked by a lot of people and then hyper-focused on by some. So just make sure that you're keeping your technical proficiency in its proper role. It's important. Improving your technique is always a thing that you need to strive for. Don't let it be the only thing that you strive for, but it's one of the big rocks in the jar. As far as getting the bar moving off your chest in the bench press, some things that you can do from a technical perspective include making sure that you're tight enough on the bench. A lot of people that have problems getting the bar moving off their chest have nowhere near the amount of tension generated in order to get a heavy weight moving. Being tight, having your shoulder blades pinched together, pushing with your legs to roll up onto your traps, stuff like that is essential to generating the tension that you need in order to get that bar moving from a bottom position. Some other technical things to keep in mind is making sure that the bar placement is correct on the descent. So when you touch your chest, you want the bar to touch, the bottom of your pecs, somewhere around your sternum. Not too high, not too low. If you go too high, you're too high up on your chest, then again, you're in a position that just doesn't allow you to generate as much tension. Plus now you're in a position where your leverages are awkward and out of balance. If you go too low, now again, you're in a position where your levers are out of balance. So it's kind of that bottom line of the pectoral muscles is kind of a sweet spot, and that's sort of a good general starting point. I would say that as you self-experiment, try to go a little bit higher before you go a little bit lower and see what your results are. In addition to being tight enough and bar placement, leg drive is another big question when it comes to getting the bar moving off your chest. You need to push the floor away with your legs. Also, by the time that you're set up on the bench and by the time leg drive comes into play, your feet should be placed in a position so that when you do drive with your legs, your butt doesn't come off the bench. If you have a problem with your butt coming off the bench, that's going to inhibit the amount of leg drive that you can get. Really tall lifters are going to have a problem with that. But you can do some things to help yourself in the realm of, making sure that you have enough ankle mobility to bring your feet back. Perhaps wearing shoes with a heel, perhaps wearing flat shoes. That one's a little bit individual. So just kind of experiment with your footwear to make sure that you're using something that allows you to get into a foot position that allows you to push with your legs while not having your butt come off the bench. Now you may be wondering why I'm doing this video, recording this without showing you all these individual things. Well, for one, I just want to highlight the different technical considerations for you. Going into depth on each of these is going to be a much larger undertaking and something that you're going to want to look into. So make sure that you're doing that. Do your due diligence and take care of these technical aspects of your game. But this video is not intended to answer all of those questions. It's to kind of give you a nudge in the right direction. If you're having a problem getting the bar moving off your chest and you're not really sure what you should be looking at technically, look at those three aspects of the bench press. Kind of uncovering things from there is going to be helpful for you as you go into the future.
Reactive training systems.